Two middle-aged men in Cleveland, episode 138, with the world famous, the best dad, the best baseball coach. His favorite thing to yell is hard on top.
Hard
Ted
on
Klopp,
top. Hard on
along with
top.
Ken Dworsnik, who is not coaching, but has other activities. Ted, how are we doing? I mean, we're in July. We've made it to July. I need a full. How are you doing?
You mean the baseball team or me personally?
Yes.
Well, I am vertical and above ground, which is always a good place to start. The baseball team is 3-8 as we
Okay.
enter our last game of the season tonight. We'll see what happens, and then there is a tournament. There's 17 teams in the league. The top 8 go into one tournament. Breaking news: we're not in the top 8.
Okay.
So we'll be in the tournament with the other 9. And
Did you throw games just so you can talk about your baseball team on episode 138 and your record is 3-8? Did that?
How about that? I didn't.
Is that coincidental, or did you do that on purpose, or what? What do we got?
I'd like to take credit for that, but I can't.
Okay. Well, you know what? It's tournament time. Maybe you guys are like, and I could talk about hockey because all your kids play hockey. Maybe this is your second season.
Could be.
Maybe this is where you guys shine.
Could be.
I would do as much aggressive coaching as I could. Run and hit and run, shift any way you can.
Hard on top.
Hard on top. No doubles.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, well, you know what? Best of luck. I look forward to the full update when we do this show again in about 6 months.
Yeah. Well, here's the other breaking news. I just found out last night. Next week, my oldest 2 sons are going away for a week of Boy Scout camp.
Oh, wow.
My wife will be the medical officer and is also going.
So that means you are home on your own with one child. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, that's kind of exciting, is it not?
That's one of the words I used. Yes.
What will that, and that is your youngest, correct?
Yes.
What will he do? Will he come to the office with you? Or?
No, I think I'm going to take most of next week off, work around the house. My wife has some things she wants done. And then I'm going to ask him what he wants to do, and we'll just spend some time together. We'll just have some fun.
I think that's great.
Do what
one-on-one time is wonderful with the kids. Sometimes when you have multiple kids, and many parents understand, you don't have the opportunity to do that just because you're running around so much. So they have that one-on-one time is
yeah,
great.
this will be fun.
Well, good for you. I have a great way to segue right now. Somehow this is going to connect.
Oh, yeah?
Would you like to talk about some jersey numbers with the number 38?
I would love to.
Who's 38 on your team?
We don't have a 38.
You have a 38?
No 38.
What's your numbers?
The highest number we have is 20.
Makes sense. You're like the Cleveland Forest.
Yes.
They were also a very low number.
Yes.
Do you have any thoughts on 38 for the Cleveland Indians Guardians?
There's got to be a cornerback, and I think his last name is Harrison that played for the Browns, but I could be wrong. Am I even close?
No, the 38s for the Cleveland Browns
They're not notable, are they?
Maybe one guy who played defensive back.
Okay.
Antonio Langham.
Oh, yeah.
How about some AJ Green?
How about some
Johnny Davis, TJ Carey, and Larry Poole?
I'm sorry,
There's a host of other people on that list. I think I do a decent job, and probably Rusty Dusty Sloan, our 2 middle-aged men in Cleveland sports historian, would know, but I did not know the rest of the names. How about for the Guardians Indians? You got a shot with this. There's some pretty good names on this.
I'm drawing a total blank.
Okay. We'll go down the list. Bob Lemon.
Oh, jeez.
Rocky Calavito.
Yeah.
Early win as opposed to late. Early win.
See, I didn't see any of these guys play.
I know. Well,
yeah.
That'd be amazing if you did. If
that would be, yes.
Be a second life. Eric Plunk.
Oh, my. Do you know what his middle name was?
Kerplunk.
Kerr.
Franklin Gutierrez. Joe Smith, who played actually for the Guardians Indians for a long time. And once again, who's he married to?
Who?
Who's Joe Smith married to?
Oh, I don't know. Enlighten me.
The TV news reporter from Cleveland who now works for TNT and does all the big football games. Sideline reporter. Worked at Fox 8 as an intern.
Oh God.
I'm going to let you think about that.
Allie
LaForce. Well done. And then probably the most famous 38 at this point in time with the Cleveland Guardians, Stephen Kwan.
Stephen Kwan. I got to tell you, I think Eric Plunk is one of my favorite Indians of all time.
Did you interview him?
If I did, I don't remember.
Okay.
But just the name is awesome.
He was on our team forever.
He was.
Played forever. And everybody always complained about him, but he was continued on our team. I thought he's a pretty good pitcher.
He, with the name like, Kerr Plunk.
Yeah.
When Kyle Pitts, the tight end for the Falcons, came into the league, I asked my oldest son, he was asking me about him. I said, well, you know what his middle name is? And he said, no, what is his middle name? I said, Arm.
I'm not surprised by this. All right, last one.
Eric Plunk, one of my favorite Indians. My other favorite Indians are Josh and Bo Naylor.
The Nailers.
Yes.
Nothing else needs to be said.
Yes.
Do you have any 38s for the Cavs?
I think there have been a couple, but no, I don't know.
Well, good thing you didn't name any because there isn't any.
There isn't any? Okay, well.
Never been a 38 for the Cavaliers. I was surprised.
It's not a, I don't know. I don't like that number.
That's a tough number for the referees to sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Personal foul, 38. I mean, that's a lot of hand motions there. You want less. You want less.
Yeah.
So that's what I got. Besides seeing if Donovan Mitchell wants to sponsor a podcast since he got $150 million from playing basketball for 3 years. So there you go.
This is the Donovan Mitchell, Two Middle-Aged Men in Cleveland podcast.
Yeah. God knows he would really enjoy this. This fits his MO.
Boy.
So.
Yeah. He probably.
Ted, what the heck we got going on this show? I'll be honest with you. I have no idea. So that's why I'm asking.
Well, on this week's show, what's the record for world records? We're going to find out. What's the fewest number of votes ever cast for someone in a Canadian election? We're going to tell you that. How can an MMA fighter lose twice in one night, even if he only had one fight? We have the answers to these and many other important substantive questions coming up.
And now, a woman's perspective.
How do you keep your husband from reading your email? Easy. Rename your inbox to instruction manuals.
This has been a woman's perspective.
Ted Overachiever time. 8 Dutch engineers. How often do you say that? 8 Dutch engineers.
That sounds like
about 4 years.
Start of a joke or something.
Is that a joke? It sounds like how many Dutch engineers does it take to change a light
8
bulb?
Dutch engineers are standing on a street corner.
Well, they took about 4 years to create the world's longest bike.
Oh.
It's about 180 feet long. The front and back areas took all the work.
Okay.
Which I would imagine the whole thing took all the work.
Well,
the middle metal piece is from a company that builds stages for events.
metal piece.
Seems more of a gimmick type of thing. I don't imagine we'll see many of those on the road. But hey, 8 Dutch engineers. Good for them. Took 4 years and created this world's longest bike.
How much alcohol do you think was involved in that?
Enough and a lot. So my question is, what is the next thing that you do from
I,
here?
I don't know. Take it apart.
World's longest skateboard?
Could be.
Scooter?
Make it longer.
Make it longer. There it is.
There's so many jokes there. Did you know that an Idaho man now has 178 world records? His latest is for the fastest time to knock down 10 soda cans with a water gun. David Rush did it in 4.92 seconds. The record for world records held at the same time is 181. He's got 178. And he is going for that world record as well. He wants to hold the record for the most world records.
It sounds like a full-time job.
Yeah.
What is the pay for that, you think?
I have no idea.
Huh. Something
I
to
think
look
it's
into.
right here.
The old hand clap.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full overachievers. That is really, really good.
Cleveland! This is for you!
All right, it's time for more Cleveland sports. And sports historian Dusty Sloan has been kind enough to stop by. Today's topic happened on June 2nd, 1922. First baseman, I love the names back then. First baseman Stuffy McGinnis. I would
Can't beat it.
how I got that name, but maybe I don't want to know. Anyhow, Stuffy McGinnis, he ended an errorless string of 1,700 chances in a game against. He was playing for the Red Sox against the Tribe back then. Dusty, what can you tell us either about this situation or about Stuffy?
Well, like you said, Ted, they just don't make nicknames like that anymore. But Stuffy McGinnis, born in 1890, so he was playing in the early part of the century for various teams at first base. The interesting thing is, not only was he known as Stuffy McGinnis, but his baseball reference page says his other nickname was Jack.
Jack.
So use whichever nickname you'd like. But as far as the fielding goes, he was a very good fielding first baseman back then. Career fielding percentage of .993, and yeah, he started playing in the major leagues at age 18 for the Philadelphia A's, and then bounced around later with Boston and 1 year in Cleveland, and then finished up. It looks like he played for Brooklyn and then Pittsburgh. But yeah, I mean, he played an awful long time. He played from 1909 to 1927. Career .307 hitter, which back then maybe a little low because it seemed like everybody could hit back then. Nobody hit for power. Obviously, he had 20 homers in 19 years, but the guy could field a baseball, that's for sure.
So interesting, just because that's how important. We talked, obviously, in a previous segment with you about Stan Kovaleski, who pitched 19 innings, and you know the way that pitchers were at that time. And you could go back to 1922. You didn't have a ton of power pitchers. I mean, you didn't have guys that are striking people out. They were getting ground balls, and obviously it's stuff in the infield, things like that, and making out. So to have 1,700 chances to go airless, I mean, that's pretty impressive. We cannot comprehend what that would be like now, because most of the times there's guys that are on the field, they don't make a play the whole game because most of it is strikeouts. You have more flyouts or anything like that. Your thoughts on that, Dusty?
You're exactly right. And I'm looking at McGinnis's career. The most chances he had in one season was in 1917. He had 1,765 chances. You're talking that streak he had when he had 1,700 chances without an error. He basically went an entire major league season back then without making an error, which is just incomprehensible now.
Unbelievable. Stuffy McGinnis.
Or
Any
Jack.
relation to Tuffy? Tuffy the Eagle?
No, but I mean, it's an interesting thing. If we ever want to rebrand him, I don't know if Stuffy would work real well, but
You can get Tuffy out of Stuffy is what you can do. That's great. Good work, Ted.
Yeah, these are the questions that our listeners want to know. I get texted questions all the time for these topics that we haven't announced, and these are the kind of questions that they send me. You got anything else you want to know about Tuffy McGinnis there, Ken?
I'm good. Thank you, though.
All right. Well, Dusty, you got Dusty and Stuffy, and it's all happening.
It's all coming together.
That's right. Yeah, maybe eventually. Dusty, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cleveland! This is for you!
The most trusted name in journalism. Klopp's Clips.
Ken, here we go. Felix Antoine Hamel was one of 84 candidates to run in a Toronto election. He and 76 others were asked to run by a group called the Longest Ballot Committee. They wanted to pack the race to create the longest ballot in the country's history, which they did. So there's another record. We can put them up in overachievers. But anyhow, hold on. More to the story. Hamel is now the first candidate in Canadian history to receive 0 votes. He got none. 0 zilch nada. He said he didn't even vote for himself because he's not a Toronto resident, so he can't cast a ballot. After the election, he called himself the true unity candidate since everyone agreed not to vote for him.
I'm at a loss for words. First of all, anytime you have 3 names, usually you got some different stuff going on.
Yeah.
I like our friends from Canada, but this seems really odd. It's just like you're not even trying to find the right people to run. You just want a long ballot.
I
You
don't
got
know.
some cat on there.
I guess.
You get a vote.
If he's not eligible to vote in the election, how's he eligible to be on the ballot?
I don't know. He can't even vote for himself if he doesn't live in the area. It'd be like me trying to vote for the mayor of Seven Hills and I live in Medina. Can't do that. Strange.
I don't know.
Okay.
A manure truck collided with a car in a Connecticut neighborhood. The truck rolled over and sprayed manure on 2 yards and 1 home.
Oh.
Described as a flood over the property. A cleanup crew needs to dig down 3 to 4 inches to make sure nothing seeps past that. They will seed and replace everything that gets dug up. Manure and seeps are 2 words that you really don't.
No, that's not what you're looking for. Who's got that job?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Inmates.
Good luck for them.
In California, a truck overturned on the 101 and spilled 8 tons of avocados.
Oh, come on.
No serious injuries. Cleanup took several hours.
I wonder if the price of avocados went up after that spill. I don't think you could reuse any of those, right?
No, I don't think so.
Even a little road rash, they're like, no, can't do it.
No. An outdoor wax statue of Abe Lincoln lost its head.
Boy, you got some good ones today.
It was placed in a shady area of northwest Washington to try to avoid the sun. But with temps topping 100 degrees, Abe's head started melting and drooped backward like he was exhausted. The head was temporarily removed, and there are plans to reattach it soon.
So right now, when you look at Abe Lincoln,
He's headless.
shady area in northwest Washington,
He has no head.
Wow.
As opposed to sitting there with his head back,
He's
like he
sleeping.
was just coming
lost
back
his
from a
head.
bender or something. I don't know. What?
Poor Abe. I mean, he was a great president. I mean, why are we doing this to him?
Well, you're making the statue out of wax.
Not going to work.
Might not be a good idea to put it outside.
Hey, here's one. Put a roof over it, huh?
Well,
Cover the guy.
yeah.
Nope.
A
Headless.
Cleveland man accused of murder was released from the Cuyahoga County Jail accidentally.
What?
Charges against a man in another case were dismissed, and that court case number was entered incorrectly. So 22-year-old Amarian Sanders was let out. County, state, and federal agencies, along with the U.S. Marshal's Office, are now looking for him.
That is unbelievable.
What do you think happens to the guy that entered the case wrong?
I can only imagine. I'm telling you right now, that you're not finding that guy. You're not. He's gone. He's
out.
I mean, somehow, if he could find a way to get out of the country, that's what I'd be doing. That's God almighty. That's amazing. That's why you got to have attention to details. We tell our kids that all the time. Let's have some attention to details.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
178. Yeah, you're out. Oh,
Yep.
187. Never mind. Sports. An MMA fighter recently lost twice in one night. Lucas Bukabaz lost his fight in the Clash of Stars in the Czech Republic. But that actually wasn't the low point for him, as after the fight, he got down on one knee and proposed to his girlfriend on the mic. Well, she then took the mic in front of 20,000 people and said no. She claimed on the mic that he cheated on her before the fight. He says that didn't happen.
If you're going to propose in front of somebody in front of a bunch of people, you better make sure that person's going to say yes.
You better know the answer before you ask the question.
Boy. Tough night. Don't want to relive that one. I wouldn't want Groundhog Day on that one for my Czech friend. So.
Yeah. Check that one off. The Lake County Captains now have a row of toilets that you can sit in at their games.
Jeez.
It's called the Roto-Rooter Toilet Row. It's described as 8 deluxe high-end toilet seats. Reading material and games are included and available. They're placed behind the toilet seat. Each fan also receives personalized attention from a captain's bathroom attendant who will provide mouthwash, combs, and gum.
Interesting promotion. These are not actual working toilets. It's just a seat, correct?
I mean, you're sitting on a toilet. It's a toilet seat on a toilet, but I don't believe they flush. No.
They're not working toilets.
I don't believe that'd be.
Well, I think they accomplished their goal. We're talking about it. So there you go. Something
I don't
different.
know that that's a good look, though. Is that? I know the old saying is no publicity is bad publicity, but I don't know. Do you really want to be known as you go to your game at your stadium and watch the games on a toilet seat?
Well, probably not, but how many people can go out there and say they actually did that? Our friends at Roto-Rooter gave them some cash and said, go to it. Let's do it.
Roto-Rooter, that's the name, and away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
There it is.
Okay, well, I think we covered it all here. I'm Ted Klopp, and that's news to me.
Said we're out and about Northeast Ohio, and I mean Northeast Ohio, enjoying ourselves in many different places. I have a few places I'd like to highlight and tell everybody about, and they should try them as well. I followed your suit.
Yeah.
I've become a minor league type of guy. I like minor league events. I like the audience. I like the atmosphere. I took my two kids to the Lake Erie Crushers this past Sunday.
That's out in Avon, isn't it?
It is. Right, you can
Okay.
see it right off the stadium. Right off the highway.
Right off the highway, sure.
Great time. 2:00 game. The weather actually was cold. It was like in the 60s.
Oh, that's
We didn't have
nice.
the blaring sun. Kids are a little bit older, so they didn't take advantage of all the kid stuff that they have, the face painting, and they have the area for the kids where they could jump around on the slides and all that kind of stuff. Very
Yeah.
family friendly. It was mascot day at
Oh.
the stadium. So we had some of the more famous mascots in the Cleveland area. We had I think it's Zippy from the University
Zippy,
of
yeah,
Akron.
Zippy.
We had Sully.
Sully, he's with the Monsters.
Yep. Chomps was there.
Chomps is from the Browns.
He is.
This
And
is turned into a know your mascot.
I know, you know your mascot.
Yeah.
And then the one from the Canton Charge. I don't know what he's exactly. It's some kind of yellow dude.
Oh, I don't
Maybe
know.
he's like a charge.
Well,
I don't
it's
know.
not the Canton Charge anymore. It's the Cleveland Charge.
I'm sorry, the Cleveland Charge. I
Yeah.
still call him the Canton Charge.
Let me
They're
correct you on
moving.
your minor league teams.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're moving, by the way. Do you know where they're playing their games next year?
I know it won't be at the Wolstein Center.
They're playing at Public Hall.
That's right. And that sounds cool.
It is cool. Yeah, they're actually putting a little bit of money in there. They're going to play their games there. That should be pretty neat. But yeah, it was fun. So
Can't be any worse than the Wolstein Center.
no, that's true. There wasn't many folks that went there. I don't know. I've always liked that venue. They just can't figure it out. That's supposed to change as well at some point in time. That's for another podcast.
Right.
So the game itself, the Crushers had one hit. One. Now the wind was blowing in, so it was knocking a bunch of stuff down. The final score, Minnesota 1, Crushers 0.
How many hits did the other team have?
6.
6.
So we saw
Okay.
7 hits.
7
It
hits.
was actually kind of exciting at the end. The Crushers had an opportunity. They got some people on base, just couldn't advance. So
Okay.
it was fun. And then afterwards, you get, we didn't do this. You could do autographs and all that kind of stuff, all the different food and all that. It was fun. We had a really good time.
Now the Crushers are not affiliated with a major league team, right? This is just minor league baseball guys looking to hook on.
This is correct. This is independent. They're
Independent.
not, that's, I would say the level is kind of similar to A-ball, but it's just, they are independent. They could be
Like low
picked
A.
up.
Don't you have high A and low A?
Correct. It's
Okay.
not even that.
Okay.
So, but
Low
I'll be honest-
A.
it's good baseball. I mean, it's just interesting because the field is the entire field is turf. Everything is turf except for the pitching mound. And so when guys slide, that's gotta be rough
Oh my.
because you're basically sliding on a carpet. So get some
That
some nice
doesn't
raspberries,
sound
carpet
pleasant.
burns. Yeah. So that was fun. I would highly recommend that. They actually have a bunch of stuff going on this week. 2 fireworks shows, I think, on Wednesday and then Thursday, and a bunch of other things. So yeah, check them out. I played in a golf outing, Ted. I know this is going to be surprising for you. Actually 2 of them. The first one was with Baldwin Wallace, with actually one of a podcast guests, Steve Thompson, the athletic director at Baldwin Wallace. I played in the Baldwin Wallace men's soccer golf outing at Copper Top in Valley City. Had a great time. Reed Ayers. Did you ever interview Reed Ayers when he
I
was
don't
at
know that
Ashland?
name. I don't know
He
that
was at
name.
Ashland, a soccer coach for a bit. Now he's been the men's soccer coach for quite a while now. Great to
There's
see
only
him.
one
Had a great
Ashland,
time.
Soccer coach I know.
What's that?
There's only one Ashland soccer coach I know. Brad Evans.
Brad Evans, Hall of Famer.
What?
He's in the Hall of Fame. He's in the Ashland Hall of Fame.
Isn't he hasn't he been accused of a few other things?
Yeah,
Okay.
but he's in the Hall of Fame. By the way, speaking of Hall of Fame, you bet we're going to have to talk. We'll have to have an Ashland segment with your favorite historian,
Yes.
Dusty Sloan.
Yeah, they got a bunch of Olympians.
Yeah, you got Katie Moon
awesome.
who's getting inducted. Well, they have Robin Freilich, who's the coach of Michigan State. Sheila Goulis is going to be in.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's super. It's a phenomenal class, and of course, they got one of your favorites, Kerry
Roger
Pickens.
Lyons.
No, Kerry Pickens. I wish it was Roger Lyons.
Roger Lyons.
Greatest voice ever. All right, we got to stay on task here.
Yes,
So
please.
I played in the Baldwin Wallace golf outing. Saw Reed Ayers. Great time. Copper Top. Great course. Had some great food. I went to a couple other places that day. I actually called you as well. I went to the same place twice that day. We'll just leave it at that. And it's not what you think. It was a restaurant bar, but it was pretty humorous. Played in a golf outing at Bunker Hill, which I think has turned into the place where you play golf outings. They have a nice venue and they've put a lot of money in that course. I played I played in the Cleveland Beer Week golf outing with my brother. Actually, another podcast guest, Brian Forgotch, and then another gentleman by the name of Paul. It was interesting. So at each hole, you got a small cup and you can taste different beers. Seems like a great, I mean,
Isn't that what it's all about when you
it was outstanding. I tried some stuff I've never had before. It was really cool. So hats off to Cleveland Beer Week. They have a bunch of different events coming up, so check out their website, clevelandbeerweek.com. And then I've, kids and full-time job isn't enough, so I had to take on more work, Ted, as I'm now out and about in the mean streets of Medina, Ohio, trying to raise some money for the Medina Athletic Boosters. I feel bad for these folks. Deal with me. Phone calls, emails, visits. But I'm just the job. I'm just the man to do it. Got a couple of meetings coming up. Can't wait to raise some money. There we go. And then, of course, my Ashland folks, I got a couple of meetings with that as well for Ashland University. Be knocking on your door pretty soon to get your support. Not financially, just want your time.
Just my time, huh?
Just your time.
Okay.
So that's my out and about. I know you been going hard on top with some baseball.
Hard on top.
No doubles.
No.
What else you got? You been you got some good concession stand food, or what do you got?
No new concession stand food, but we did an escape room in Mentor. It was me, my wife, and my youngest son, because the other two were at a weekend camp out. And it was awesome. We didn't quite finish in an hour.
On the podcast.
Huh?
I can tell you got out because you're talking to me now.
We did. We didn't quite make it out in the time that we were supposed to, but we did make it out, and it was awesome. So the escape room in Mentor, 2 thumbs up.
Nice.
We had a great time. That's pretty much all I got.
I love it. Well, Ted, thanks for being out and about Northeast Ohio, the Mentor area. And ladies and gentlemen, please get out and about, support your waitresses, all your restaurants and bars.
Good news, Ken, a Maryland man has been reunited with his long-lost dog. Tony Duncan says Luna was chasing some wild animals in the woods and didn't come back. That was 2 years ago. Last week, he got a call from an animal center in Florida, found a dog wandering in a parking lot. It was scanned for a microchip and ID'd as Luna. Duncan drove the roughly 1,000 miles to Florida for the happy reunion.
That is absolutely outstanding.
Unbelievable.
Love
2
it.
years. That's
Tony Duncan.
Huh?
Tony Duncan.
Tony Duncan.
I wonder if he knows Tony Danza.
I don't know, but does he know Ronnie Duncan?
Could be. 1, 2, 3, it's me. 3, 2, 1. I think this is done.
Maybe see you later.
Oh no, not a dad joke.
Why was the nose sad?
I don't know.
He kept getting picked on.
That joke was horrible.
Ken, we're coming to the end of episode number 138. We just keep trucking along. I got a question. Are you familiar with this thing called geocaching?
Heard the name. I couldn't necessarily explain what exactly it is.
All right. So my youngest son is a big, he loves treasure hunts and stuff like that. My wife had her birthday a week ago. He made her a card, and it was a map, and it had all these arrows, and she had to find the gift. It was great. So geocaching, I don't know how it got started. You find an app, you search for an app called, that does geocaching, and there are beacons that people hide all over the place.
Okay.
They're usually magnetic. And so you take your app, it's like GPS, and you got to go find this item. And when you do, you open it, and it can be really tiny, like almost like the eraser end of a pencil. And it's got a little piece of paper inside, and you put your username on it. You put it back, and then the next person can come and find it. That's it.
Huh.
But my youngest son loves it. All it costs is time and a little gas.
I think that's great. That's
Yeah.
pretty neat.
There is I didn't realize this. There is a Boy Scout merit badge for geocaching.
No kidding.
How about that?
I think that's awesome.
I had never heard of it, and we've done it a couple times. My youngest son loves it.
If you want more information on that, Ted, what do? Download an app or something?
Yeah, just go into your app store and geocaching, GEOCACHING. And
That's cool.
It's pretty easy to figure out.
That's outstanding. I'll have to do that with my daughter. I think she would enjoy that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over. I could do that in Medina here, is my guess. So.
Oh, they have it all over the place. It's in several countries.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ted, great show. I mean,
Today?
seriously, you really put in the effort. You and Dusty. Thank God for the two of you, because you know what I brought to the table? Absolutely nothing.
You didn't
Just
even
like the guy
you
that
didn't
ran
drive
for
any
mayor
cars
in
for us.
Toronto.
Didn't even drive any cars for us this time.
No, I was lazy. It was lazy. But appreciate it. Enjoy your 4th. Will you be blowing off fireworks or just watching them?
Watching.
I like it. Same here. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not up to date or up to the level that I can blow off my own fireworks. Will you watch fireworks on TV?
No.
My favorite thing to do.
What a waste that is. If you're gonna
Nothing better.
want to watch fireworks, go somewhere and watch the damn fireworks.
Oh man. Classic. Well, Ted, enjoy. I can't believe we're in July. It's flying through. Guess what? You know what that means. Soon enough. Back to school.
Oh,
Back to school. Let's go.
yeah, it's coming
Let's
right
go.
up. Their football weigh-ins are soon.
Oh my gosh. You know what they should do along with the football players? Weigh the parents. They should do that as well. Throw them up on there as well.
Do you know that my wife has at Cedar Point? She does the kids. I don't know. She won it last year once, so she goes and she'll do the guess my age and
Yeah.
guess my weight.
Okay.
She wins on all of them. There's one stipulation. If I'm at Cedar Point with them,
Yeah.
I cannot walk up if she's going to do the guess my age,
Okay.
because I will give away her age. I don't know. Apparently my maturity is
Okay.
showing.
Oh, I never knew this. I
Yes.
never knew you had a
Yeah.
problem
So
with
she,
maturity.
yeah. How about
Interesting.
that?
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, I
She
love
just
it.
turned 39 again, by the way.
Congratulations to her. She's like Benny Hill.
Yeah.
Great. I
Yeah.
love it. Well, Ted, thank you. Thank you to Dusty. And thanks for our listeners. Until next time, we're just two middle-aged men in Cleveland.
Don't you mean Jack Benny?
What would I say?
Benny Hill.
That was Benny Hill. Is it Jack
Benny
Benny?
Hill is the British comedian.
I know. He's hilarious.
Jack Benny's the guy
I
that's
thought
been
he was the guy who was
39
39 and
100
holding.
years.
Who's 39 and holding?
Jack Benny.
I thought it was Benny Hill. Well, him too. He would say it.
Two Middle-Aged Men in Cleveland is sponsored by Westminster AV, custom audio-visual packages for all occasions.